Welcome everybody to our next video. This is Rich from Billet Spin. Today we're going to talk about tops gone wild, or when good tops go bad. What you're looking at in front of you is a very smooth spinning top. As advertised per Navigator, that is a smooth spinning top. Now you can see that's doing a little hula hooping there because I just spun it. Now I spun it extremely slow. So I could simulate the top being spun at the tail end, of the spin where it's slowing down and where any type of wobble would be accentuated. What I want you to look at is just the very tip of the stem back here, and just notice that that baby is smooth. There is no vibration there. Yes, the top is moving in those little tiny circles there. That's just in the process of stabilizing. That is not top wobble, okay? That's just stabilizing. There you can see it's getting better and better. But you can see there's no vibration there. That stem is, I'm looking at it through, there would just hit a little something, but it's pretty much just perfect. And I wouldn't say perfect, but it's really, really good, okay? And so the problem I have is, like, over the last year, I've had about 30 people that get their top that I've advertised as a smooth spinning top, and they spin it, and all of a sudden the thing starts to wobble, and they freak out, and they're like, hey, what's going on? And they're new to top spinning, and so, they just aren't sure what to make of this. There you can see the top is stabilized. It's probably only got about a minute left in the spin, and it still looks real good there. So here's what happens. Out of those 30 cases, I actually only had 2 that were truly bad. What a lot of new people do is they take my advice and they go out to Walmart or Target and they buy a cosmetic mirror that looks like this. Well, those mirrors are pretty much just made out of plastic, and they don't really need to be made out of anything special because they're used for, putting on makeup and stuff. And we just happen to use them for spinning tops. But because they're plastic, they get scratched up easy. Now you can see this mirror has definitely seen some abuse. We have spun, that's not even a word. We have spun a lot of tops on that mirror, and it's taken some abuse. Now the mirror is actually clean. That's not dirt on there. Those are, and I will tell you, the camera actually really picks this up more than what it looks like in person. But anyway, you can see that there's some scratches on there. Now let's take a look at what a top, a very smooth, and I spun that a little faster than I wanted to, but there's that good spinning top, smooth spinning top on a mirror that's got some scratches. So let's just see what this does. And what I want you to look at is that the top spins, there's like no movement, and all of a sudden it'll give a shake, okay? That is not top wobble. That is because your surface stinks, or has a tiny imperfection, or maybe it's got a little bit of dirt or lint. You got to realize, picture that you were to shrink yourself down to 1/8 of an inch tall. If you're not sure how big that is tiny. And if you were to see, like a piece of lint or something, that would be huge to you if you were only 1/8 inch tall. When you look at a little piece of lint, it's hard to even see it, or a scratch or something in that mirror. It's hard to even see that. And but when you're only 1/8 of an inch tall, like the ball of that top is, well, that looks, like the Grand Canyon sitting in front of you. So anyway, you can see what happens. This top, is a good spinner, and it's just hitting these little imperfections. Now in between, you'll see the thing is spinning dead true, but all of a sudden it'll give you that wobble. Now, to accentuate this even farther, to prove my point, let's spin it on our table here, and this is pretty smooth. There's some little imperfections, but when I feel it, it's pretty smooth. And so I want you to see if I can. That was absolutely horrible. Okay, take a look at that. So there you have a top that's, a very true spinning top spun on a really bad surface. And you can see, it has its moments where it's, let's see if I can get it in here a little bit more. This camera, I just don't want to focus today. But anyways, so you can see that it'll all of a sudden, look at that. and you'd look at that and say, "Oh my goodness, this is a piece of crap." Well, or it's not as advertised. It's not the top; it's your spin surface. My advice to you is this: make sure that the ball is clean. You can get where you got some buildup, some oil residue from your hands or whatever. It could pick up some lint, and you'd be surprised. Take a piece of toilet paper and just clean off the ball. Grab your spin surface, clean it. Look it over really, really close. This one here, you can see there's little. This is like a brand new mirror, and you can already see there's these little lines on here. When the ball hits that, it's going to shake the top. It's not a fault of the top, it's a fault of your spin surface. I'm not telling you we're perfect. We do spin test 100%, but we are human and things can happen, and we can get a bad one out in the wild or a wobbler out in the wild. And if I advertise that this is a smooth spinner, doggone it, that's what I want you to have. And so anyways, go through those steps. Make sure that you have, a really, really near perfect spin surface. And, the other thing I'm going to show you is that, well, it's kind of really can't on this surface, but when a top wobbles, it's going to wobble all the time when it slows down. It's not just going to spin smooth and then wobble, spin smooth, wobble. It's going to wobble the whole time because there's an out of balance situation there. When a top spins good and then shakes, spins good and shakes, spins good and shakes, that's a reflection of the surface itself. So I hope that helps rather than panicking. For those of you that are new to this, really clean off your lenses, make sure they're in perfect shape. But I will tell you this, that if you do, after you take all those steps and you still believe that you have a wobbler, please contact me, because I'm advertising the Navigator as a near perfect spinner. They're not going to be dead perfect, but they're going to be as close to perfect as I can make them. So anyways, I'll be more than happy to work with you, send you a new one if there is indeed an issue. I want to take care of you. I want to make sure you're happy and proud to own Billet Spin products. So I hope that helps, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you very much.